Artificial intelligence has been all over the internet for years, with some people claiming that in the not so distant future, all of us are going to be replaced by AI. Since the release of Chat GPT3, the chatter has never been louder. So, as a songwriter and someone that does not want to be replaced by AI, I decided to try it out myself and find out just how close I am to needing to find a new hobby. So I popped into Chat GPT, and getting older, the passage of time has sort of been at the front of mind for me. I just recently had a birthday. So I decided to ask it to write me a song about the passage of time in the style of the Lumineers. And this is what it gave me in just a couple of seconds. Now, I didn't necessarily love exactly what it came up with the first time, so after a few back and forths and suggestions on changes, I came with something that wasn't totally cringy, I guess. I mean, when you're reading lyrics on the page and there's no melody, no chords, a lot of times even some of the best songs sound cringy, so I tried to keep my mind open. So I brought it over into my notepad on FL Studio, and then I asked what are some chords that I can play with this song. And it gave me a few suggestions. Pretty unsurprisingly, given the fact that this was trained on data up to the year 2020 or 2021. It's probably pulling from what the most popular chord progressions are, or maybe what the Lumineers use the most, because I asked it to write me a song like the Lumineers. And so in open tuning, it gave me some good old-fashioned G major, G, C, D, E minor. Really can't go wrong. So I decided to start playing around with the guitar and seeing just how I could kind of work these chords in with a melody and these lyrics. So after messing around with it for a bit, I sort of found a melody I liked that I thought would work with the syllables. Decided to change a few lyrics, just sort of match my own style a little bit more, and maybe eke away from a little bit of the cringe, but I didn't want to change it too much, just to kind of stay true to the experiment to really see what we can turn an AI-generated song into. So I switched up the chord order in a few places, played a bit with the timing, and came up with a melody whole cloth, because when I asked ChatGPT for a melody, I just don't really think it's advanced enough yet. It might just not really be at the point where it can write specific notes to sing and what time, or perhaps I just didn't know how to prompt it to get that feedback. So I started with what it gave me and decided to try to pop into just a nice simple piano patch. One of my favorites, Labs, has this awesome soft piano. It's just like a felt piano plugin. Very gentle, very warm. And I laid the chords down just so I could get a scratch track by itself. Just simple, sort of like one hand of the root notes, rocking away. It's just kind of playing, giving me my timing. And I went ahead and I tracked left and right, just scratch track acoustic guitar to hopefully give it a little bit of rhythm and some motion here. Obviously this isn't mixed or mastered or really having any of the effects that it's gonna have in its final form, but I was curious how it would sound all together. So again, I laid down some scratch vocals, just sort of doubled them with like a much more nasally, gritty, awful tone, and threw some super minimal effects on here. I mean, I did a little bit of pitch correction playing, a little tiny bit of compression, and then I think that's all. I don't even think I have a reverb on here or anything yet. And this is what it sounded like.
Used to think I had the time to figure out who I'm to be, but now I'm staring down the line. I can see you passing by so swiftly. Getting older, can't turn back the hands of time, trying to hold on to my youth. But every day I'm one step closer to the end of my so-called prime, but no closer to my truth.
One thing I forgot to mention is that it did give me a bridge in the original pass-through. I didn't really like the lyrics, and the syllable count was super strange, and there wasn't really any rhyme scheme. So I took it upon myself to just sort of come up with my own bridge. But I did use some lines that it gave me in previous iterations of the lyrics I had asked for, you know, before I asked for corrections and adjustments with phrase length and rhyming scheme, to sort of inspire the direction lyrically. But I do admit that the bridge is much more me than it is Chat GPT3 in this case. So check it out.
It's a wave that crashes, it's a river running by, it's a train that's racing, it's a time of our lives, it's a breeze that's blowing, it's a never-changing tide, it's a burden of knowing, it's a time of our lives, it's a wave that crashes, it's a river running by.
So yeah, just twice through the bridge, I think. I'm feeling maybe like some build-up energy. Who knows, put a little drums in there or something. Just let it grow. And then it just ends off with one final chorus.
Getting older, can't turn back the hands of time. Trying to hold on to my youth. Every day I'm one step closer to the end of my so-called prime, but no closer to my truth.
So yeah, I mean, obviously the song is not done. This is not like a release-ready recording by any means. But my own takeaway from this little experiment is that this is a really powerful new tool that as the database grows that they're training it on, if it ever gets access to the full internet, you never know what these types of things could be capable of. So I think it's super interesting. I could definitely see why some people are going to be upset at the possibility of an artist using something like this instead of writing things themselves. But, you know, times change, I guess. Technology changes. And I think in a lot of ways it makes sense to move with it and see how you can adapt your art to what's happening in the world around you. I don't by any means think that this is quite at the point where we have to wonder if every song we hear was written by AI. I think we're still a little ways off from that. But, you know, for the first pass through without really any great experience with how to ask great prompts or how to get exactly what I'm looking for, I think this is a pretty decent song. You know, I think I'm excited with it. I'm really happy. I think I'm gonna actually try to maybe go through, do a good job with the production and possibly drop it. I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know if you'd like to hear a full version of this Chat GTP song. Maybe Dustin and I will drop it on Newport Ave. But for now, that's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed. I am planning to try to make more videos in the future. So I think you can expect a lot of this, maybe me experimenting with sound, with production, recording, sort of sharing my process with whoever might be interested in watching. So if that happens to be you, please do feel free to leave a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the way AI might be interfacing with music, both now and in the future, where your thoughts are on the ethics or the dilemmas, or really just what you thought of the song, and if you'd like to hear a full version. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. See you next time.